Thank you. That's all very interesting. I've just got a last 2 or 3 questions which I'm going to be asking of you, Tricia, as the most senior TfL member in the room, I believe. And we've talked a lot about culture, but I'd just like to touch on TfL's culture when it comes to lack of transparency. And just to put some context onto it. So from the evidence that TfL has provided through numerous mayoral questions and FOIs when the Sandilands tragedy occurred, we know that these facts were happening. So TfL was putting the final touches to an Internal Audit 16767, Trams Management of Operational Risk, which had already concluded first group adequately controlled operational risk on the tram. Hours after the crash, one of the auditors sent an email to the head of audit which states, "As soon as I heard the news this morning, my thoughts were, my audit is going to be more high profile." Incidentally, the derailment RA risk assessment was last reviewed on November 2013, so one is overdue for review. That was what the auditor said. Despite being asked twice by the RAIB Investigators, firstly on the 24th of November 2016 and secondly on the 24th of January 2017, Internal Audit 16767 was never provided by TfL to the RAIB, and 16767 is nowhere to be found in TfL's Audit and Insurance Committee records, despite being, in the words of the TfL auditor, more high profile. TfL have deleted IA 16767 from the public record. So can we ask that that audit is now placed in the public record, please?
So that predates my involvement in this business area, but happy to take that.
Sure, I'm not criticising you.
No, I'm just explaining why I may not have as much detail on it as you do. Happy to take that away and look at it.
Thank you. Secondly, in evidence TfL provided to the Assembly, I have in possession a completely blanked out letter, which is the evidence I was given in response to one of my questions. I believe that this letter explains why TfL A decided not to provide IA 16767 to the RAB, and B remove IA 16767 from the public record. So I think the explanation that you have will be contained in this letter. Since TfL and the first group have already received the largest health and safety fine in history, and the Sandilands family may seek to overturn the inquest verdict of accidental death, will TfL, 1, publish the blacked out letter that TfL released in its much delayed response to question 2019-17340, and 2, publish a link to the evidence TfL made available in its response to the 2019-1734 on the GLA Mayor's question time site. I know the fact that this evidence has been published by a concerned member of the public and is already online, but would TfL please publish it? And also, why not publish the question 2019-17340 evidence on the GLA site and stop giving the impression that TfL is trying to hide something? I can send you a written
if you could send me the detail, that would be really useful, and I'll take that away and look at it.
Thank you. That's very kind. I think, any other questions? No? Well, I'd like to thank the panel very much. It's been very informative, very interesting. I think we've learnt a lot today. There may be a couple of follow-up questions we have. I'll discuss it with the clerk. We'll send you. But thank you so much for your insight. It's been amazingly. So thank you very much. We've got a few more things to deal with, but please.